It is that time, everybody. Once again, we're about to jump into a brand new map, and this time it is Emerald Coast, Australia, so let's dive straight into it for an early access look. Already loving this loading screen right here. I think this looks really good. Now, I am going to keep all mission spoilers out of this video, so we're going to skip ahead right now. And we are officially here in Emerald Coast, Australia for our very first look at this amazing map. I'm definitely interested to see what we got going on here. Let's go ahead and head to this first lookout tower and kind of explore the surrounding area. And we've already got some tracks from some feral goats, but we're not really going to be too focused on them today as they are not a brand new species. And there is a very large amount of new species on this map. If I remember to, I will put all of the brand new species as an overlay right now so you guys can see exactly what we've got on this map. But there's a lot of new animals and so many new things coming with this update that it's really, honestly, pretty incredible. This is probably the biggest update we have had in a very long time for the Hunter Call of the Wild, and that is a fleeing red fox. But again, not something we're going to go for today. Huge thank you to Expansive Worlds for giving myself and other creators a first look at this map in early access so that you guys can get the best look at this map before you decide to buy it. We're going to try and show off as much as we can, and the goal of today's video is going to be to look at every single new species and get a good idea of what you can expect out of them. Looks like we've got a couple outposts near, so let's start heading towards this one over here. Already, before we've even seen an animal, I'm just blown away at how amazing this map looks. It's everything I would have expected with an Australia reserve, and we haven't even seen the majority of the map. But I mean, this really reminds me of something like Bushrangers Run with maybe a little bit more vegetation. For those that aren't familiar with it, Bushrangers Run is a map from the Hunter Classic, and it is a fan favorite of that game. It's a really cool map, and it looks like they did take a lot of influence from that in this reserve right here. You know, that is really cool to see. These are like some grates that are typically used for, I guess, like people that own cattle. It makes it so that the cattle can't really escape from your property because if they try to, I believe they end up breaking their legs when they cross these. So a lot of farmers will have these there just to prevent animals like cattle from escaping their property, and usually they just completely avoid it. So that is a very interesting touch to this reserve right here. We're about to approach the very first outpost, and let's go ahead and get it unlocked. You guys will probably remember this from the EW live streams that Jaxiebeard has done. This is the same outpost that they showed off during that stream, so let's go ahead and unlock it. So for this hunt, I have decided to put together a loadout using a bunch of the brand new skins coming with the Leighton Lakes skin pack. And we've got the 22-250 with us as well. This is a brand new rifle that is being brought to us with this update, and that is a fleeing kangaroo sound. I guess they've got that now? So when you see something fleeing, there's actually potentially tracks from it? Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of kangaroos there. This is amazing. So they are class 4. Let's see if we can line up on one. That is really cool if the kangaroos are the first thing we see. I'm actually pretty happy about that. So I guess that new fleeing call thing is probably similar to what Way of the Hunter has. I assume that's probably why they ended up adding it is Way of the Hunter has an indicator of when animals are fleeing. So this really seems to be something similar to that. And there we go. We've got better view on the kangaroo. They go clear up to level 7, which means they go up to level 9. That is a question a lot of people had was, do the kangaroos go to 5 or do they go to 9? And it looks like they go clear up to level 9, and oh man, of course they go behind the hill right as I try to do the 22 trick to get them to slow down. There we go, right there. Okay, they're giving us a shot finally. Let's try to get this kangaroo down. Let's go for this one. It seems to be the best shot. And that right there is gonna be a dead kangaroo. Wow, that is our first kill of Australia. It's only fitting that it would be a kangaroo. That is awesome. You know, I noticed when the premiere of the Rusa deer sneak peek was posted on Expansive Worlds trailer in collaboration with me and Expansive Worlds, I noticed that a lot of people were confused as to why very little was shown there. And well, it's because it was exactly just that. It was a teaser. It was not meant to show off much, because of the fact that early access is so close to when that was released. As we see right now, early access is here, and we're finally showing off everything in this update. So that was just meant to be a little teaser. A lot of people got confused and thought that it was going to show off everything possible with the Rusa deer, but it was just meant to be a little bit of a teaser to tide you over until we got to the early access stage of the release. And now that we're here, we can finally show off literally everything to do with this update, and this is the first thing we get to see is one of these little kangaroos, this one being a nice little level 7. Not too bad at all. This is a brand new harvest screen, which is honestly not too bad. I kind of like it. My goal for today's video is going to be to show off every single new animal in Australia and try to get as big of an animal as possible for each of them. I'm really hoping we can find at least one diamond or rare, though I'm not really expecting it. But I really do hope that we can if possible. And we have officially discovered our first drink zone of the brand new map. Let's see what it is. That is axis deer. So it looks like we've got an axis deer zone right here from 3 to 6. So I believe that's the same time as Parque Fernando. So nothing too crazy changed there. It seems to be exactly how it was before. Well, that is a fleeing call from a hog deer. I guess, yeah, there we go. That's a hog deer right there. You know what? I'm not too worried about getting full score. I'm just going to try and take this down so that we can get a look at the female hog deer. That is definitely not an ethical kill, but we'll get a look at the hog deer, so that's all that really matters. So far, this map looks absolutely beautiful. I am blown away at the visuals on this reserve. And well, I guess, as EW has said many times, it's not a reserve, it is a map. So I guess we gotta try and learn to call it that. I guess that's just because it's private land and not like a hunting reserve. So yeah, it is what it is. But that is our first hog deer regardless. And man, those things look really good. That looks really good. And this is just a female. Imagine what the males are gonna look like. Wow, we can already see the transition from the more arid part of the map down to what looks to be a more jungly part of the map. I mean, yeah, that would make sense. This is dry bone plateau throughout this little segment, and we have now transitioned into Little Darling, which does appear to be much more jungle based and honestly looks really nice. I much more prefer this look of Australia to the more arid areas. But the question is, what type of species will we find as we traverse through this area? Wow, that is not only a fleeing male hog deer, but we just picked up a Sambar track. We're already getting into the thick of it and finding everything that we could want. There's a fallow deer down there as well. Oh my gosh. So we finally get a look at the brand new fallow deer. I am so excited to see what the fur types are going to look like in game. I don't think Jaxie Beard was able to show all of them off, but he did mention they're going to get a rework. That is going to be our first look at the new fallow deer, and we got to track that Sambar as well. That is a Sambar track, and I'm really excited to see what the Sambar are going to be like because they looked decent from the one little teaser image we got. There is our level 4 fallow deer. Let's take a look at it. Oh my gosh, that looks incredible. Is it just me, or does that look a lot darker than what we're used to seeing? That is a chocolate fallow deer. Are you kidding me? This is a thing? I can't believe they've done this. This is literally like what I would have wanted for like a rework to fallow deer fur types. Chocolate fallow deer are something you see in real life, and I always wondered why we didn't have them in Call of the Wild, and now we do. This is something worth taxing since this isn't early access. I gotta check this out in the lodge. That is incredible. I'm already blown away, and we've just started hunting on this map. It honestly still feels surreal that we're even being able to play on Australia. We never thought this would come to the game, and it finally has. What is that? Oh my gosh, that is Sambar deer. Let's go. We finally found some Sambar deer. It's not the track I was following, but that one is actually a heavier weight estimate, so I mean, I guess that's even better. It does look like that's a low level. That is a level 3. I'm assuming they probably go to 5 based on this. But let's go ahead and take it down. That is a dead Sambar deer. They are class 6, so it looks like they are going to be the same as the Rusa. If you guys watched the little preview that I was a part of on Expansive World's channel, the Rusa are class 6, so it looks like Sambar are as well. And there we've got some red deer drinking. So red deer drink time is the same as on every other map, it appears. And we've got a drink zone for them right here. I'm really interested to see what the drink times of all the new species are going to be. And also, this is a really good time to take a look at the brand new fur types on the red deer. Let's get a shot on this guy right here. There has been a rework to the red deer furs, and we're about to get a look at that. So hopefully that thing will go down pretty quickly. And you know what? We might as well take down one of these as well. Man, those look really good. You know, it's just subtle differences, but I do think they look better if I'm not mistaken. It feels like those look a little bit better than before. Off the rip, this honestly looks like it's really good feed zone placement. I was worried that there'd be a lot of feed zones and rest zones in the brush, but this does look like they're going to be in decent places from what we're seeing already. 105.12, it looks like diamond is 166.43, and this is the dusky gradient fur type. That looks really good. As always, let me know in the comments what you think of each of these new species. So far, I think that what we've seen looks pretty good. The hog deer female that we killed looks nice. This Sambar looks pretty good, given this is a really small Sambar, but it looks good so far. I like it. So there is our first look at the brand new red deer fur. To be honest, I think this does look better than before. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think, because I have not looked at pictures of red deer recently, but I think this looks better than before. I mean, regardless, it's different, and that's going to be a breath of fresh air regardless. I think I just said regardless twice, but you guys know what I mean. Now, something I'm really curious about is, with there being a rework to red deer fur types, will we get a rework to not only like the existing furs, but new furs? Will we get new furs for the red deer? As with the fallow deer, we've already seen one new fur type. So will red deer get any new fur types? I'm hoping they will. I'd love to see like a leucistic red deer. I think that'd be really cool. I do believe they're a thing in real life, if I'm not mistaken. So let's hope that we get some type of new red deer fur, but only time will tell. We have now arrived at the second outpost. This one is located right over here by this little, what is this, like a roundabout or something? But we do have another outpost that we can unlock and fast travel to whenever we'd like to. Whoa, 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 wait a second. Is that a new model for the axis deer? I think it might be. And this is the first animal we can take down with the 22-250, so let's go ahead and do that. But I think that's a new model if I'm not mistaken. And let's see, is it going to go down? There we go. So 22-250 is not too bad. I took a look at the stats, and it's got 5 more pen than the new buffed 223 with the exact same expansion. So it technically is better than the 223. And we saw what the 223 was like when Jaxie Beard showed it off. It looks a lot better than it used to. You know, I'm honestly blown away at how some of these outposts look. This is honestly crazy looking. Way more impressive than I expected them to be. And is that like actual wind effects on the fire? It looks like it might be. That's pretty cool, but this is a really nice outpost. I am a huge fan of this. Let me know in the comments what you think, but I feel like this is a brand new model for the axis deer. It looks a lot better than before as far as I can tell, but again, I'm not 100% sure. I could just be like misremembering things, but I feel like this looks different. Either way, looks amazing. You know, there's a little stubble quail right there. Let's see if we can take it down. And there we go. We got one of them on the ground. I don't really care if we get full score. I just want to get a look at them so we can see if they look any different than the bobwhite quail. I'm going to assume they probably do, but you know, just to be sure, we got to get one down. Oh my gosh. Like, you can barely even see these things when they're on the ground. That is adorable. Oh my gosh. You know, this might be one of my favorite bird species in the game, and it's definitely the tiniest. That is crazy. You know, these are probably the smallest bird in the game, I would say. I don't think I've ever seen an animal smaller than this in Call of the Wild. I mean, you can just see by how that kill screen is. These things are tiny, man. And I mean, 0.11 kgs, yeah, that is tiny. That's honestly pretty crazy. This is now the smallest bird in the game. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. That hog deer is now fleeing, so let's see if we can maybe get a shot on it. That's not going to get us full score as we did use the 7 mil, but I really just want to get a look at the male hog deer. That is going to be really nice to get a close-up look at them. Well, there is that hog deer we just took down, and from what we see right here, this actually looks pretty good. Ah, man, I don't know what I like more, the sambar or the hog deer. I think I still like the sambar a little bit more, but then again, we haven't really seen any massive sambar or hog deer. We've just seen level 3s and below, so I think we need to find a few more to really get an idea of whether or not we like one more than the other. Also, if we take a look at the hills in front of us, this really does remind me of Pickabeen Bay from the Hunter Classic. If you guys have played that game and played on that map, you probably know what I'm talking about. We are definitely getting into the more jungle-ish part of the map, and I'm really excited to see if it gets even more of a deep jungle as we go. It's definitely going to be interesting. Also, it looks like hog deer drink from 13 to 17, so we should be seeing quite a few of these guys in the very near future, and that probably explains why that one was really close to the water, but let's see if we can find some more. I also really want to get into some other species, as we've already been in this video for a decent bit now, and we've only seen like 3 new, maybe 4 new species, so we still got a lot that we need to go through. Since we have extra time to get prepared for this early access, I think what I'm going to do is try to play until I get a diamond or rare of one of these species, because we do have an extra amount of time to prepare these videos compared to what we normally get in early access, so I think we will just go until we end up getting a diamond or a rare. We've got enough time to where I think we can do that, so let's wait for this guy to turn broadside, and then we'll take a shot and continue on searching for a potential diamond or rare. There we go. That is a much better angle. Let's go ahead and shoot at the heart. We definitely missed. This is with the 2250, but we got the lung for sure, and the second shot will take it down. Gotta say, I'm impressed with the 22-250. It's definitely exactly what I hoped for. It's basically a middle ground between the 223 and the 243, which makes it so it probably will be usable. And honestly, let's go ahead and take a look at the weight of it. So this thing is... Actually, this is not going to give me a good representation of it. Let's see if there's any way that I can see the exact weight. I guess not. We're going to have to go to the actual stash in order to see that. But that is a level 3 hog deer. I almost said Rusa. And this one scores 6280. So this one's a little bit smaller than the last, but they still look pretty good. Oh my gosh, that's a level 4 sambar. I wish I would have paid a little bit more attention. Otherwise, I might have been able to actually take that down before it spooked off. But I was just running up to this little point of interest because it looked like it could be an outpost, but it turns out it's just a stand. So that's a little unfortunate. You know, maybe this is an outpost, but I mean, that kind of seems too close to this one, so I doubt it. Either way, we got to chase that sambar down. That thing looked nice. Okay, so there's actually 2 sambar deer level 4s. I think we're going to try and take down both of them, but this guy definitely looks nicer. I think that's a good shot into both of them, and yes, they're both going down. That is awesome. We finally got 2 really nice deer down, both of them being sambar. That is amazing. I'd love to find some Rusa deer, as that is what I've been most excited about with this reserve. So if we can find some Rusa deer and maybe even find a diamond one, that would be just the best possible scenario. But until then, sambar deer, that's definitely going to be okay. Let's see how big this sambar deer is. I'm really curious how close this is to diamond. I mean, that looks really nice. This one is a 137 gold. That's just a little bit above gold and not too far away from diamond. I mean, it's maybe 30 points away from it, maybe just a little bit less or a little bit more, but that's still pretty cool. Honestly, that looks really nice. I'm curious what the diamonds will look like. I imagine the diamonds are going to look really good because this level 4 looks phenomenal. So I can only imagine that the level 5s are going to look crazy. There is our other level 4 sambar. This one looks a little bit smaller, I think. Yeah, 117, so this would not have even been a gold. This is a good example of a small level 4, and the other one was probably an average size level 4. Regardless, they both look really good. The other one looked better than this one, though. I definitely like the other one a little bit better, but still really cool. Well, it looks like we have found a little point of interest. I kind of figured this would not be an outpost since this one is so close, but it is a point of interest, and it honestly looks pretty cool. This is like a little picnic area as far as I can tell. Granite boulders. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, just a little point of interest, but honestly a pretty cool one from what I'm seeing. Oh my gosh! What am I looking at? That is so beautiful! What fur type is that? Is that the albino, or is that like a new fur type? That looks insane. You know, it almost looks like a leucistic, but I don't remember them mentioning any new rares for fallow deer, but then again, I guess they didn't mention the chocolate that we found either, so I guess we'll just have to shoot it and find out. But let's see what this ends up being. Hopefully we can get a good shot on it. And just like that, it is down. I cannot wait to see what this is. I don't think it's albino. It doesn't really look albino. I'm going to assume it's a new fur type, just like the chocolate. Oh my gosh, that looks so crazy. I need to get a diamond of this. I am blown away at the fallow rework. This is a white fur type. Oh, okay. I need to get a diamond of the white and the chocolate. These both look crazy, especially this one right here. And you know, I was really curious if they were ever going to add something like this, and I always wondered why they didn't have them, because I've seen so many pictures of white fallow deer and chocolate fallow deer, and they never had them in Call of the Wild until now. I'm so happy that they've got this. To be honest, like, the entire rework to the fallow and the fallow great one might be the thing I'm most excited for with this update. I feel like this is just as exciting as Australia. Like, this is really crazy. This is absolutely amazing that they've decided to go this route. I see the end of a road right here, which probably means it's going to be an outpost, so let's go ahead and run over there and see if it is. Usually when you find a dead end to a road, there's usually an outpost there, or at least something of interest, so we're going to head in that direction and hope that it is an outpost. I'm sure some of you probably recall me being a part of the Untamed Species series on Expansive World's YouTube channel, where I got to show off the Rusa deer, a little bit of a preview of them early, and, well, because of that, I did get a chance to jump on this map to get that footage, but I tried my best to not look at anything that wasn't the Rusa deer. I went straight to the area the Rusa deer were supposed to be because I wanted to keep everything a surprise for this early access look right here. So aside from the Rusa deer, I really have not seen much in terms of the animals for this map, and that is going to make this whole early access period a lot more special, because I still have no idea what the diamonds or the majority of the fur types are like for any of the other species. So it's really exciting to be able to actually take a look at them, and I'm really hoping we can start finding more things besides hog deer, sambar, and kangaroos. It seems like that's pretty much all we're finding aside from fallow deer. I really want to get back to some Rusa deer and see if we can get a few big ones down. My goal would be to try and find a diamond one, but we'll see what happens. Let's try out a broadside shot with the 22-250 on this hog deer right here. Actually, let's go for this level 3 right here. I think this one's a little bit bigger. I really want to see how quick it kills on a perfect broadside shot, and yeah, about the same as what we've seen before, but honestly, that is not bad for a gun that's supposed to be weaker than the 243, but stronger than the 223. There is our little level 3 hog deer. Let's see, it was a lung and spine shot, actually, so we can't really get double lung. But to be fair, this is on the higher end of the class range. I believe it is 2 to 4, so it's kind of like right in the middle, but to be fair, hog deer are kind of a big class 3. They're definitely a large class 3 animal, so I would imagine on something like a musk deer, maybe a fox, maybe a coyote, the 22-250 is probably going to drop them pretty quickly. We have done it. We have found some Rusa deer. Let's go. Let's see if we can maybe find a male. We got a call from a male, but I just see females. So I'm curious where the male is, because he was the one that called. Where is he? I don't see a male anywhere. Man, look at those Rusa deer walking up. It looks like there's a couple different fur variations in this group. That one is definitely darker than the others. And there we go. There is a male. That is a level 4 Rusa deer. Let's get up and try to get his attention. And he ducked right as I took the shot. That is quite unfortunate. You know, I thought that was going to be a nice clean kill, but he went to lay down right as I took the shot. That is just unfortunate timing. There is our completely messed up Rusa deer. Really unfortunate that we couldn't get a vital hit, but yep, it registered it as already being down. But I mean, that was a really small 4, so I guess I'm not too mad about that, but it is a little bit unfortunate. But either way, the Rusa deer are pretty cool. I do really like these things. I mean, just look at them. And I was right, this is indeed an outpost. Let's go ahead and grab this real quickly, and this will give us another fast travel location. And also, while I'm here, I'm probably going to grab tents, because I actually forgot to pack them, so it'll be much more helpful to have them with me. There is a smaller Rusa deer. Let's go ahead and take that thing down. That one right there being a level 3, a little bit smaller than the level 4 that we just saw. But still, we need to get as many of them down as we can to get a very good look at them. Well, there we go. That is a much smaller Rusa with a different fur type even. This is the two-tones. I gotta say, that's probably my favorite that we've seen so far. The two-tones looks really nice, and that is not too bad for a level 3. Much smaller than the 4 we saw, but still really solid looking. Man, I cannot wait to see what a 5 looks like. I really want to see a 5. I feel like the ones they showed in the screenshots on Steam for, like, the DLC, I really think that's gotta be a 5. Because it looks way bigger than anything we've seen. So I would imagine that's probably what they look like. If you haven't seen that image, I'll probably plop it up right now so you can see it. I think that's gotta be a 5. And if it is, I need one. I really need one. Well, we've got another kangaroo there. You know what? A lot of people want me to try and get the kangaroo to attack me, so I think from now on, whenever we see kangaroos, we're just gonna run at them and hope they attack us, because it seems like they're pretty aggressive from what I've heard. Well, we got a Rusa right in front of us. I was actually stocking up on some kangaroos, but if that Rusa's gonna give us a shot, of course I'm gonna take it. That was way closer than I expected them to be. Really curious where those roos are going to go. But I mean, I suppose regardless of whether or not they run away or not, we did get something out of it, and that was a nice little Rusa deer. Very similar to the last, but a different fur type. Light brown. Not bad. Still like the two-tones better, though. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's happening. Our dog just barked, which means... Yep, that is an aggressive 5 medium kangaroo. Let's do it, buddy. Let's tango. Oh my gosh, look at him go. That is so cool. He's just like circling us. I am really curious. What is he gonna do to approach us? It looks like right now he's just kind of sizing up the situation, and honestly, at this point, it looks like he's running away. I'm kind of confused. It says aggressive, but he's walking away from us. What is going on here? Oh, here we go. Now he's walking towards us. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh, they really nailed the animations for these kangaroos. They really did. Like, these things have such a cool little hopping animation, and the way that it kind of like straightened its back as it got close to us, that is so well done. And it looks like it's doubling. No, it's not doubling back. I'm confused what it's doing, but I like the animations. Come on. Are you actually going to do anything? Are you going to do it? Ow! Yep, he's doing something now. Okay. Well, that's cool. What else you got, huh? I mean, that barely even left a scratch on me, so... I mean, for real, like, you can hit me again if you'd like. Ow! Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I absolutely love these kangaroos. You know, they went from being a species that I didn't care too much about to something I think I'm incredibly excited about. These might be my favorite species, aside from the Rusas and the Banteng. This is really cool. So, you just gonna sit here? I mean, if you're gonna go fleeing, of course I'm gonna shoot you. That was amazing. This is the highlight of this early access so far, is just getting attacked by a kangaroo. I totally see what Jaxie was saying on the live stream. These things are insane. That is so cool. And that one is just a silver 278, so they get way, way bigger than this. And I mean, that guy just literally kept swiping at us. That was so cool. Oh my gosh, that is a really good hog deer. Okay, let's see if we can maybe get a shot into this thing. That is a big level 4. And that should be vitals. That's going to be our biggest hog deer of the day. Really curious to see how close that thing is to diamond. But I mean, after this, I'm hoping we can find something other than hog deer, Rusa, Sambar, and the roos and the quail, because there's still a few species we have not seen, like the banteng and the magpie goose and the saltwater crocodiles. That's really all we have left that we need to find. Let's go ahead and see what this hog deer ends up scoring. That looks to be a really big one, and it's a 104 gold. Oh my gosh, that was so close to diamond. Are you kidding me? That is about as close to diamond as we could possibly get without it being a diamond. That is crazy. Man, the big hog deer looks so good. I'm actually blown away. I didn't think these things would get this big when I first saw them, but they definitely do. They definitely get really large. This is an awesome hog deer. 104.27. Yeah, that's crazy close. Oh my gosh, that is a level 4 Sambar. Man, we are finding all of the nice level 4s all of a sudden. Well, now we got to get that guy down because that is really nice. That's probably the biggest Sambar we've seen all day, and probably the biggest one we will see all day unless we get really lucky and find a 5. So let's get this guy's attention and try to get him to go alert. And there we go. And down he goes. Hopefully this will not be the biggest thing we see today, as I would really like to find something crazy. But as we're already 2.5 hours into our first look at this brand new map, the chances of us getting a diamond on the first day are looking slimmer and slimmer. But like I said, this is probably going to be recorded over the course of a few different days, and I'm sure eventually we'll find some kind of diamond or rare within the next few days, and it'll of course go in this video. But this is a really solid Sambar deer. In fact, this is probably the nicest one we've seen. Yeah, this is definitely the nicest. That looks so good. 158.59, another one that is so close to diamond. We are getting so close to diamond, but we just barely are missing that diamond threshold. Regardless, this is a crazy good looking Sambar deer. I really like the way the nice ones look. Oh my gosh. Well, we found one of the species we have not seen yet. That was the call of a saltwater crocodile. Now the question is, where is it? And how is this encounter going to go? I don't exactly see deep water around here, so I feel like he doesn't really have anywhere to go. I'm really curious how this is going to work out. But it seems like he's fleeing based on that little indicator we just got. There we go. Oh my gosh, we got it! We got it! We got our first saltwater crocodile down. Let's go! And there's 2 more over there! There are saltwater crocs literally everywhere. We mess up on that shot. So here's the one that we ended up killing. That is vital blood right there. So this one will get full score. It is a gray fur type. I mean, it's not really fur. It's more like scales. But we ended up getting lung and spine. And then the second shot did get the neck. And that's the one that took him down. That looks really good, though. You know, as always, I'm always blown away with the models for these animals. Now, the antlers are always a different story. There's some of the antlers that I'm not quite as impressed with as others, but I gotta say, every antler that I've seen for the new species looks really good. And I mean, these crocodiles look phenomenal as well. Their kangaroos look great too. This is probably one of the best maps they've ever released. I'm not gonna lie, New England was quite a letdown with no new species aside from green-winged teal. But this map right here is much more of a breath of fresh air with so many things that we've wanted. I just can't be anything but overjoyed. Wait, aggressive? This is like the 4th crocodile I've seen, and we're already being attacked. Now, I'm pretty sure Jaxie mentioned there was going to be some aggression reworks, and oh my gosh. Hey! Chill, bro! Oh my gosh! Just out of nowhere, just starts attacking me. Let's just get this thing down. That's crazy! I remember previously, like, the gators were not nearly as aggressive as a lot of us wanted them to be. This is already 10 times better. That was awesome. Now, hopefully that trend continues. I'm interested to see exactly how aggressive they are, but it looks like the aggression might be pretty high based on that first encounter. There we go. We've got magpie geese above us now. Oh my gosh, we're literally finding, like, everything that we needed to in order to see all the species just in this one area. That's a level 4 magpie. And my gosh, those unmistakable flaps of those magpie wings, unlike any other goose in the game. You love to see it. I'm glad they gave them that type of, like, goofy looking wing flaps that we're used to seeing in the Hunter Classic. Another level 4 Sambar. It's like we just can't get away from these things. We've seen, I think, 4 of them at this point. It seems like almost every Sambar I've seen has been a level 4. Which, I mean, I guess can't really complain. That's really nice that we're getting to see some of the big ones. It gives us a really good idea of what we can expect from the absolute giants like the diamonds. There we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is a Dusky Gradient level 4. Once again, just barely below gold. It seems like that might be a pretty common thing. We've had 2 below gold already that were level 4s. I got a feeling that these are going to be one of those species that score below gold quite often at level 4. It almost reminds me of the feral goats. I hope that's not a bad omen for what the 5s are going to do. I hope they don't troll often. That's all I'm going to say. I hope they don't troll often, but based on how many 4s have been below gold, kind of feeling like that might be a thing. Only time will tell. Oh my gosh, I just realized we found the drink time for Sambar deer. It looks like it is 17 to 20. Okay, so not terrible. Now, the question is, when are stuff like the Rusa and the Banteng gonna drink? Hopefully not in the night. That would really suck, but it looks like Sambar are at least in the daytime. Let's go ahead and take a shot on this level 4. And I probably should have waited there. He turned as I was about to take the shot, and I pulled the trigger anyway. We might have still got vitals there. Another 4. Man, these Sambar literally do just give out 4s like it's nothing. We have found so many level 4s. I believe out of the, like, 7 or 8 male Sambar I've seen, like 5 of them have been 4s. That is crazy. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. I think we might have got vitals, but I'm not sure. No, we didn't. Okay, so that would have been a gold. Still not a massive gold, but a gold. And that one's a wonky dude as well. There is that other one we just shot. That is a 140 gold, so that is much better than the one that we just looked at. Another Dusky Gradient. This has got to be my favorite fur that we've seen from them. This looks really good. And 140, it's not too bad. Not our biggest, but definitely not bad. Another one? At this point, it's just getting ridiculous. Like, every single Sambar is a 4. And that's, like, one of the biggest 4s yet. This could be diamond, I imagine. This definitely looks bigger than most of them we've seen. Let's just drop a shot right in that lung and hope that it ends up being a really good one. Another 4. This is ridiculous. I definitely feel like Sambar are going to be like feral goats. Tons of 4s, probably a decent amount of 5s, but I'm going to assume that most of the 5s will probably troll. At least that's my prediction based on the amount of 4s I'm seeing. They seem to be very level 4 heavy. You know, with the amount of 4s we've been shooting, I'll be surprised if I don't get a level 5 respawn, and 158, that's huge! This is, I think, our biggest Sambar yet. That is a monster Sambar deer, so close to being a diamond, but just barely off. It seems that this river right here is ridiculously good for Sambar, so if you want to look for some Sambar, go to this little segment of the river from 17 to 20. It seems like it's a pretty good spot. Here's that other level 4. This one is way, way smaller than the others. Yeah, with this being a silver, this definitely does even further confirm my suspicions that Probably they're going to be like feral goats, because there's a lot of feral goats that score silver. 4s are very common for feral goats. I feel like they're going to be very similar. It's definitely looking like that. Yeah, another 4. Literally every male I look at this point is a 4. This is crazy. This is really crazy. And the one behind it as well. Yep, they're just all 4s. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. This river seems to be a hotspot for a lot of different species. We're finding fox tracks, hog deer tracks, sambar deer tracks, and much, much more along this area. Seems like the river is going to be one of the, like, focal points of the map in terms of drink zones. Wow, a zone with something other than 4s. That's a first. Well then, we got a couple of level 3s over there. Definitely not as impressive looking as the 4s, but still pretty cool. Let's get a little time reset in here so that we can hopefully see something aside from sambar, as we've seen quite a few of those. So we're going to go a little bit early in the morning and see if we can find a drink time for one of the other new species. Oh my gosh, we've got so many kangaroos over there, including a few mythicals. You know, I think it's about time we try to get a few of these to attack us. I think it's time for a kangaroo party. Wow, that female sambar deer, or actually that's a Rusa. That female Rusa looks crazy good. I think we need to take her down and just see what this fur type is. I wanted those kangaroos to attack me, but they did not seem to want to attack, so we're gonna have to go for this Rusa instead. Oh my. You know, I spoke too soon. We actually do have an aggressive kangaroo. Let's just go along our way and claim this Rusa, and we'll see what happens here. It looks like the Rusa's really close, actually. There it is. There's our little Rusa deer. Man, that is beautiful. What is this fur type? I don't think I've seen one like this. So this is a light brown female. I suppose it could have just been the lighting, but that looked different than what I recall from the last light brown I saw. Either way, that's pretty cool, and well, here comes trouble. Let's do it. Let's square up. You want to fight? Oh my gosh, that time it tried to kick. Last time it just swiped at us, but it tried to kick that time. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, you ever no-scope a kangaroo as it tries to kick you? Because we just did. That was crazy. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's got to be one of my favorite things about this reserve so far. These kangaroos are so well done. This is an insane outpost. Oh my gosh, that is just... That is crazy. It's a full-on tower as an outpost. I absolutely love that. I'm assuming that's to keep you away from all the deadly, like, Australian snakes and spiders and stuff. If I were to take a guess.
The next day.
Okay, so this is now day 2 of recording, as I'm assuming I probably did some type of transition in this video as well to showcase that, but just in case I didn't, this is day 2 of being able to record on this early access build for you guys. And last night, after I stopped recording, I continued looking around the map. As you can see, I killed a bunch of crocodiles on the coast, and I also visited a few of the outposts and lookout towers and found a couple cool trophies, and we're gonna take them down now. And there is the very first one. This is a really large sambar deer. Now, I don't know if this is gonna be diamond, but I believe that estimate is really close to diamond. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 155 or 158 or 167 or something like that. Regardless, this has a chance of making diamond, so I figured it would be cool to take it down. Let's see if this thing ends up scoring as high as I think it will. Let's go ahead and get lined up and take this thing down with our beautiful 7mm bolt action. That is going to be the end of that guy. Let's see what he scores. I really hope it's going to be a good one. It definitely appears that it will be. You know, I was a little bit worried when we first started this experience here on the brand new map that maybe it would be a little bit too brushy around the water, because we kind of saw what the river is like, but I've been able to see a lot of the lakes now, and all of them are really nice like this. Like, there's not too many trees, and there's not too many bushes and things like that, which is really nice in my opinion. That makes it so the drink zones are actually going to be pretty fun to hunt. Now, there's definitely a couple of these species that seem to drink later than I wanted them to. Like, I mean, Sambar and Banteng drinking at 17 to 20. It's not ideal, but I guess it's not bad either because they are partially in the daytime. So it is what it is. And I still haven't found the drink time of stuff like kangaroo and Rusa deer and things like that. And 159, not a diamond. But man, that thing was close. But the next trophy that we're going to go ahead and take down from the little excursion last night is something that's guaranteed to be exactly what it is. Now the problem is, I don't exactly know where it went. I found a couple drink zones in the area, but I only saw the animal as it was running away. And by now, I'm assuming it's probably in the title, so no need in keeping things vague. It's a Banteng. And the question is, where did it go? Because I found a zone that appears to be it, but I didn't spot it in the zone. I spotted it as it was running through this area, so I have no clue if it's actually going to be in the zone that I think it is, or if it's going to be a little bit further down, but it really appears that its zone is right up here. And this is the other problem. This is like a hot spot for crocodiles, so there is a very low chance that we'll actually get to see this Banteng. There's a very low chance because these crocs continuously spook them off, and it makes it impossible for me to even get a view on these things while they're in their zones. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to just wait, maybe kill off all the crocs, and then see if the Banteng come in. You know, I think in the meantime, while we wait for those Banteng to show up, let's go ahead and hunt some Banteng in one of the lakes that I was able to find them at, which was this one right here. This does seem to be a pretty good spot for Banteng, along with, like, everything else as far as I have been able to see. There's fox over here. There seems to be lots of hog deer over here. And I believe there was even some sambar deer. This area seems to be a hot spot, and we've got our first Banteng over there that we're about to take down. I think we're going to go for this too. And we'll see what this thing looks like up close. I killed a few of them last night, but I wasn't recording when I killed them. So this will be our first look at them on camera. And there he goes. That is an animation we are very used to seeing with stuff like the Cape Buffalo. It looks like they used it for the Banteng as well. And it also seems that the Banteng do get pretty aggressive because, I mean, it went aggressive the second I shot it. That's very bison-like behavior. So, it's nice to see that they do have a little bit of aggressiveness to them. There is a level 3 Banteng. Let's go ahead and try to get a heart shot on it. And we got the heart shot. Let's go. You know, the heart shots are really easy to get on these things. They do seem to be very similar to water buffalo in terms of, like, heart size, which makes it just an absolute breeze to take them down. I gotta say, out of all of the new animals, I think the Banteng is probably the best looking. They absolutely nailed it with these things, and they're gonna be one of my favorite species in the game, I think. I need to get every single rare and, like, fur type for the diamonds. I need them all. These things are beautiful. Let's get a close-up. Yeah, that is just wonderful. To be honest, like, I love Classic's Banteng, but I think Call of the Wild has done better with the Banteng than Classic did. It's pretty crazy. They just look so good. And there is the first one that we shot. This one is a little bit smaller, and yeah, definitely looks a lot smaller. 100.75 on the score as well, so not quite a gold, but still looking really good. Loving the Banteng so far. Just absolutely beautiful. Oh, there we go. I believe this is the group that our trophy is in, and there she is. This is an albino Banteng. I saw it running off last night after I had got done recording. For those that are not familiar, a lot of times I will do a bit of grinding while my wife and daughter are sleeping late at night, so I spotted this thing at about 1 a.m. last night. And of course, I want to be able to record with commentary, so I saved it. It was running off along this shore, away from gators, or away from crocodiles. I keep calling them gators because I'm used to the Mississippi gators, but they kept spooking everything off, including this albino, so I never got a really close look at it. However, I did pick up its track and find out that it is indeed an albino. There she is. What a beauty. It's unfortunate that it's dark, but I'm just going to have to take the opportunity as it has been very difficult to actually get a chance to see them again with all of these crocs. And of course, that one is now in the way. We might just go for a lung shot instead of the hard shot. We're going to have to run up on them and see if that gets their attention. It definitely spooked off some, but it didn't spook off these ones. Maybe we can get her to go alert again. There we go. Jumped around a little bit, and now she is alerted. Let's see. That was a perfect hard shot. Finally getting her on the ground. I'm very interested to see what this looks like in the harvest screen. Our first rare of the new map, we end up getting about, probably 6 hours into searching it. And I mean, we've scoured a lot of the map, as you can see. We started down here, checked out this entire area, went clear over here, and then fast traveled back here, went through this area all the way up the coast, and then I started cutting across to all of these outposts and lookout towers, and here we are now with our very first rare of the brand new map. That is super cool. You love to see it, and that is indeed an albino female banteng. Let's go ahead and tax that. 88.47, so it is a silver. And that is an absolutely beautiful trophy. I really hope to get one of these on live, preferably a male. As always, we will not be able to keep these trophies that we get in early access because this is just that. It's an early access build. It's completely separate from the main game. So, we will not be able to keep any of these. But we at least get to show them off to you guys, which is great. Still love to be able to do that. And that is a really cool rare. Really cool rare. Well, with magpie geese being the only thing we have not got to take a look at, let's go ahead and go find some of them. We're going to need all of these decoys right here, as well as the magpie goose collar if we're going to do that, and also the cacciatore 12 gauge. Now I decided to put one of the brand new skins on here from the Leighton Lakes premium pack that will be coming out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a paid DLC, so most likely it's going to be a $3 skin pack, but it does have a couple new wood patterns that are actually pretty fire. I like those a lot. It also has this wrap right here, and then it's got a couple of camos, this little leaf pattern right here. It's got this one right here. Honestly, I really like both of those. And then if we go to the sprays, we've got this one right here, which again looks pretty good. This also looks good. This is decent, but I mean, it's a little more subtle. Honestly, this will be great for skinning your tents and ground blinds, which brings me to the next thing that I wanted to do, which is take a little bit of a quick look at the skins for blinds and tents, because that's something I forgot to do. I completely forgot that we're actually able to do that now. So let's go ahead and skin this tent right here. And we'll see what we can do. I believe the wood, yeah, the wood cannot go on there. Neither can the metals. So that's a little unfortunate, but I get why. But this is pretty cool. Like, this is an amazing feature. I'm so happy they decided to do something like this, because now we can really make our tents look however we want, and there's going to be a lot of cool patterns that we can use. I mean, this one looks great on there. This one, maybe not quite as much, but it's still not terrible. And then if you really want to, you can do some of the more like wacky and funky ones. Honestly, not bad. I like this a lot, and I'm definitely going to be skinning all of my tents and replacing them down. As far as I know from what Jaxie was showing, you skin the tent and then you place it down. Anything that's currently placed down on the world will stay that skin, and then you can go ahead and change that exact tent. But as long as you don't pick up the ones that are on the world, the ones that you've already placed down will stay the same, even if you continuously change the skin that's on your stack of tents in your inventory. So it does not matter if you continuously change the skin. If you place the tent down, it'll stay that skin until you pick it up, and then it'll update to whatever that stack of tents is currently skinned to. And it is separate on each of these skins, or each of these tents, so each of these tents right here are going to act as different ones. You can skin them differently, and they will stay that way. So it's a kind of a cool system. Definitely like that. It's really going to be interesting to see how that ends up working out and how it gets received by everybody. Oh my gosh, there they are, the magpies. They are just flying in like crazy. I am so happy we finally have magpie geese. I have wanted magpies for quite a while. They're one of the more interesting fowl species that they could have possibly brought in with Australia, and I'm glad they went with them. Let's go ahead and set up, and then we'll start taking some down. There we go. We got some magpies coming in. Let's call them down and see if we can get a look at them. Also, love the sound of this collar. That is amazing. I really like that a lot. That's a 1. Well, we're not off to a great start. A level 1 magpie goose and a bunch of 2s and 3s. So, you know, it is what it is. They are attentive, though, which I think is the gator thing. Or not gators, but crocodiles. I keep calling them gators. But I think that is because of the crocs. Now, the question is, will there be any places on the map where the crocs will not be a problem with magpies? I really don't know. We're going to have to figure that out for ourselves as we play. Oh, no. Yeah, they're alarmed. I mean, I doubt it's the dog because they should not spook them from this far away. Yeah, the defensive. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. That would explain it. There is a croc really close. You know what? I think we actually should be good now because I just shot a bunch. Oh, those are all alarmed. No, we're still not good. Oh, man. This is going to be rough. But maybe we can... There we go. Man, once again, alert. Yeah, the crocs are quite an issue. Quite an issue for sure. Let's just see if we can... There we go. I did a little stutter step there. I mean, we killed one. That's all that really matters. You know, we might go for magpies more in the future. But I definitely need to find a setup that's not going to have them constantly spooking from the crocs. So that is going to take a little bit of time, probably. But I think once I find a place where the crocs aren't as big of a problem, then we will do a bit more magpie hunting. But for now, we're probably going to call it here and just pick this one up and then take a look in the lodge at our beautiful Albino Banteng. There is our magpie right here. I really just want to get a look at them. Again, we'll do a full video on them eventually. That is a maroon-colored level 3 male. Beautiful. I gotta say, great model. As we expected based on the screenshot that EW released of these things on the Steam page. Okay, we are now in the trophy lodge, and that right there is the chocolate fallow deer. That's definitely my new favorite fur type. The chocolate looks so freaking good. And then we've got the white fur type over here. Really good as well, but honestly, I love the chocolate more. This is just, it's so good. This is by far the best, like, common/uncommon fur for the fallow deer, with that one being close second. If we go over here, we've got our really big Sambar deer, 159.5. Then we got a couple more on the wall over here in different poses just to kind of see how they look. And then we've got right here our little Albino Banteng, the highlight of the day for sure. And hopefully we can end up getting some more cool trophies over the course of this early access. And maybe if we're lucky, we will end up getting that great one fallow as well. We are going to try and grind for it on live stream, but first we're going to be doing tons of other stuff for the video content. And I want to get a look at literally everything. So, as always, leave a comment down below and let me know what you want to see with this new update. And as always, I will go through them and try to pick out as many as I can and reply to them. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, click that like button, and ring that notification bell so that you guys will never miss any of the future uploads. I will see you all in the next one. Peace!